Welcome everyone. This is Evelyn. It's 11:22 on the clock, which is the 11 of Justice. 22 is the Fool. It's also for me. 22 is the 5D station, and 1160 alignment, instant manifestation. So there's a lot of power coming up with that 1122. They're both power numbers. I just did a meditation for you guys. I have my abbreviated twin flame read on the table here for you, as well as 2 of my messages of the day. Lots of important messages coming through. And so let's get right into it. And this is all from the 27th till today, which is the 2nd of March. I hope you're all doing well. Go ahead and take a few deep breaths on your own if you'd like to. I'm going to pull a card from Fortune's Oracle to set the tone, and then we're going to get going. We are going to roll the die as well here. Roll the dice. Let's pull the cards first. For the twin flames, today, March 2nd, 2024. A lot of different weird energies have been coming up this week. The Witness Protection Program has come up this week. And as we go through my notes, some other stuff will come up there too. All right, so from the Fortune's Oracle, for the best and highest good of all those concerned, for the twin flames. Twin flames. All right, fire a couple here actually, and they're both fire. We have fire number 10 and thorns number 31. So there could be some chaos here. The fire is let go of emotional upheaval and embrace the renewal of the present. And there's that energy of kind of burning the cross right there as well. But 10 is the Wheel of Fortune. And then we have thorns, which again is that energy of the crucifixion and conflict here, right? Getting through the storm to the other side. The 31 is also the group and conflicts, which is that 5 of Wands energy. Weathering the challenges ahead will bring a new and positive future. And we have this third card here, which is unity, but it's the same colors, right? It's all good, is what I was just getting. And then patience comes up after that. So patience. So the 34 is the energy of the 8 of Wands. So again, that's fire energy of back and forth. The arrows of love, lots of busy energy or lots of energy coming in that you have to deal with. And the 34 has been coming up a lot this week. It's also the year that I'm in numerology. And 34, of course, is a 7. It's also the Empress and the Emperor, 3 and 4. For me, the 3 is also the eagle soaring horizontally, and the 4 is the L1 or lambda leap, the lambda father leap, the vertical pillar. So that's coming up here too, again, referencing the cross. So this, again, it's Easter coming up, and every year I get a whole bunch of stuff about the crucifixion as we approach Easter. So that's coming up with patience, and the hourglass, which represents the 8 of infinity and the connection between, right? Each in half, where you share the middle part of yourselves, and then there's still independent selves on the outside, which also represent the 2 halves of the moon type of energy here. And 24 is the Queen of Wands and also Omega, and enlightenment, and the space between with 2 and 4. So there's a lot of fire here. All right, the Queen of Wands with Libra as well. Libra and fire. Groups. A lot of energetic exchange. Okay, let's see if I can get all 4 of these cards up here. So lots of fire with Libra. And love there coming up. The bottom of the deck here is Wish, the 35 again, which is fire, the wounded warrior. The need to surrender there. And again, the living library comes up with this. This is like the heart squared, becoming the open book, which the heart is the living library or Akashic records. Your heart's desire is ready to come true. And again, this energy of surrendering, the victim mentality, letting go of the old wounds. And the meditation that I just did was this. Fluid movement was coming up. And again, a fluid dance in the morning. I've been dancing with Teddy on the deck in the morning, so that was coming up as a reference to that as well, that fluid movement. And again, that energy of just expressing your body, your physical body, because we've been releasing a lot of physical things lately. And then it was coming up as fluid movement and a grand slam, I heard afterwards, home run. Angels in the outfield, girls playing ball in a league of their own. So that was pretty cool, that message coming up. All right, so this first message is the one on the table, my abbreviated twin flame read. And here is the picture of it. The main deck is the SIRIAN Starseed deck, and then Rider-Waite minis there for clarifiers here. Okay, and I have some extra cards at the end there, which will all be part of the message. All right, so this was back on the 27th, and 27 is the Ace of Wands, that flame energy of new passion, new inspiration, new creativity, new growth, a new offer here, perhaps a project or some kind of passion project there, or again, just passion. And remember, passion is inspiration plus ego, so you got to keep that ego in check there. So we have, I split the deck at 7:01 for the twin flames, again, focusing on the physical union here. And again, the physical body was coming up a lot. And then I finished at 7:13, which is the 7 of the Chariot and 13 of the Death card, or transition. And the 7, remember, is also the key and also represents the boomerang. The major arcana in this is the moon. Luna comes up right there, and then indigo also comes up right next to it over here, which are both kind of darker energies, right? Very unclear energies, right? The magician hides things, and the moon hides things. So those are the two major arcana in your read. And then after the read, the Emperor over here, which is reason in this deck, comes up. Before the read, we have justice, strength, and transition over here underneath the King of Wands, or King of Swords, rather. And we have already Libra and Gemini with indigo came up. So this King of Swords probably is one of those two energies. And then the Emperor coming up with Aries. Justice, strength, we have strength is Leo, and then transition is Scorpio. So those energies are also coming up. We have 3 swords, 2 wands, 3 pentacles, 1 cup, which is 32 and 31. So there's that 31 of the 5 of wands again, along with the 32 of the journeyman, bringing in the good news to end the war. Or has he not done that? Does he need to get back up on his horse to do that? Right? Or is there an issue with that? So again, the journeyman, bringing in the news to end the war, and then the conflict of the group, the 31, and again representing Jesus on the cross, and then the crowd that came against him. And then we have the King of Swords with the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. So King and Queen of Swords and the Page of Pentacles, which could be an invite, but also a child or an opportunity, some kind of curiosity there, a student. And then before the read is the Queen of Wands and the underlying energies, and also the 9 of Cups, that get your wish card. After the read, we had the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords there. There were double 2s, 8s, and 10s. The 22 is the Fool, the Fool's Journey. The 8-8, the 2 dancing fools side by side, both in their masculine and feminine. And then the 10-10 of reminding you to keep that vibration high and begin again, right? The 10 is the step into the next cycle. So those 3 double digits were very significant, as well as we have 24, which is the Queen of Wands, like I said, in the header cards, and Omega. 46, which is the 6 of Cups. 67, which is the Knight of Pentacles. 78, which is the 10 of Pentacles, which also can represent the ultimate family fulfillment, or heaven on earth. And then we have 89, which is, for me, Phi, being the reflection of the 98 degrees of the human temperature, and then the Phi being expanding outside of that. 9, 10, begin again. Okay? Always, when you fall out of balance, you come back to the present moment, to the heart, and to your knowing. The code line here is all about the number 4,110, so 4110, which came from 4,102 and the number 8. And 4102 is the Holy Grail, the Ace of Cups, and then the 2 of the High Priestess. So there's some Pisces, perhaps Virgo energy there too. And then the 8, again, is Leo. So 4110 is, again, that energy of 411, urgent information that's backed up by source. And the messages that came up here in this read, the 7 was the first number, and number 7 was broken down in my last read, as I'm losing my voice right here. Excuse me. So what is it about 7, as we brought that up? 7 being the chariot, the key, and the boomerang that I just brought up. And also the 3 keys of alchemy are coming up again here. But 7 came up at the end of my last read, and I literally broke down the word 7 as Eve inside the S and the N, which from N is for me code for the Christed human, basically. And so S is Sophia. So there's that Christos Sophia with the Eve in the middle, which also represents, right, the moment before, the Christos Sophia. So the code line energies that were coming up here is the 7 Master O and Sophia and the Christed God. And there, again, that Christos Sophia union energy was coming up. And the G always comes up as the CG, the Christed God. And then we have the all for one and one for all type of energy also coming up here with the number 410, which is 0 of source support of the 41, the Holy Grail, which, you know, read my Instagram today. I just posted one regarding the Holy Grail, and lots of cool energies that came in with that message too. And with my Instagram messages, it's really about reading it with the music. So make sure you listen to the music, because there is a huge activation mostly with the music that I post with these messages. Really beautiful stuff. The 2 of Pentacles comes up here, the juggler. Perhaps angels performing, and then angels in the outfield just came up. And seeking the 8 of Wands, that energetic exchange and arrows of love. But again, that could be a lot of busyness back and forth as well. A lot of fire. And then S and I came up as part of the code, and which literally is 7. In Tibetan, it's S-N-I-S, that came up. And then we flow to pour down, to snow, to dream. The 2 of them there. The 2 of them flow to pour down, to dream. Master, human embodiment of source. Master 0 point, Sophia and Christ for 10 and 2. So it's coming up like the steering wheel, 10 and 2, but 10 is the wheel of fortune, 2 is the high priestess and the divine feminine energy, by that high vibration of higher self, and Christ-like driving the energetic exchange or arrows of love. Saturday night in was coming up, and today is Saturday. Saturday night in, and then king, and then apostrophe O, like King O, sack 4. Destined jugglers seek that energetic exchange or that busyness back and forth. The king of the sack, which can represent football too, right? Or bed, right? Saturday night in, king of the sack, for destined jugglers seeking energetic exchange. So again, that could be a reference to wanting to have sex. But that could also be football, right? Not that now's a good time for that, right? Just post-season. But there's that reference. So baseball's coming up, since we have angels in the outfield and a league of their own. As the first card here is that King of Swords upright, and beneath it is the Queen of Wands at the bottom, and then the 9 of Cups reversed, Justice upright, Strength reversed, and Transition, or the Death card, reversed. We have the Queen of Wands, perhaps dissatisfied with justice, which can be a judge or Libra as well, and the need for strength, courage, clinging to life with the King of Swords. That could be someone clinging to someone as well. We have the Queen of Wands and King of Swords there. The King of Swords is reaping rewards here, destined or Libra, dissatisfied and weak in a heated exchange with the 9 of Pentacles upright sovereign. So that 8 of Wands that's coming up in the header, and we had the 5 of Wands reversed over here and the 8 of Wands reversed here, and they both came up in that header there. They're both reversed. So, right, so either it's total mayhem and chaos or the end of the battle, right? The 8 of Wands reversed is blocks, you know, it's constant blocks, it's delays, It's not telling, right? Not expressing the full story, holding back, a heated exchange, kind of under the radar. And so we have the Nine of Pentacles sovereign upright here, and the King of Swords assessing the worth in comparison to the Nine of Pentacles, or perhaps assessing his worth of 7 Pentacles compared to 9 Pentacles. And then we have Libra upright, Leo reversed, Scorpio reversed, and Earth here, stressed out, suffering in silence, perhaps dealing with a sister or a nightmare, or again, not being able to sleep well. Victorious with good news, leading the way, needing closure as that. I just want to make sure I said that correctly, because the Six of Wands is coming up upright according to what I'm writing here. Yeah, so here's the Six of Wands. It's also up there, right? Bringing the good news. So it is upright. Leading the way, needing closure to detox with the world upside down, or perhaps breaking chains. That can reference the 5D world as well, and letting go of the old chains. Bare feet not allowed at 0 point spin. 5D world, out of control. And D can represent spin as well, because it's the line down with the C that spins around the center axis. So this 5 energy, which is expansion and contraction, or at the middle reflecting, and it represents that collapse of the polarities into the center, with spin of the D or divine world, out of control, with Pisces and Capricorn reversed, and the King of Swords upright, detoxing. The recent past is the Four of Cups upright, grounding and integrating uncomfortable energies of a painful ending and offering to end conflict in order to hang out with the Page of Wands reversed, who may be unstable, and dumping a load or all their responsibilities, grounding and integrating justice or in court. The foundation is the Two of Swords upright, perhaps comfortably numb, as the King of Swords is running away from guarded Queen of Cups reversed, who may be unwilling to face their fears. The Queen of Cups reversed could be a Cancer, perhaps she's dealing with Cancer, or just howling feet at night, or the Hermit is keeping the light on for them, as the King of Cups reversed and the Queen of Wands upright inside, or an uncomfortable arrangement with the Queen of Cups reversed, and Cancer and Virgo come up there with the King of Cups reversed, who's with the Queen of Wands, but she's looking the other way. She always seems to be looking the other way. Or the King of Cups reversed could be cheating, and the Queen of Wands is looking the other way, right? They may be in a long-term relationship where she doesn't care anymore. She just wants the stability. The central energy is the Ten of Wands reversed, perhaps downstairs in the basement, taking a load off, losing patience in a third-party marriage, or a fallen angel, bad influence in a marriage or establishment. We could be dealing with Taurus here, and challenged by the Two of Pentacles reversed, dropping it all. The Fool reversed may be embarrassed, and the Six of Cups reversed in front, may be embarrassed in front of the Ten of Pentacles upright, family, business, or community or legacy of abundance and wealth here, right? The ultimate family at 842, which is the strength of the Two of Cups. This also could be foolish children of wealth, right? Who've always gotten away with everything. So the Knight of Wands, with the High Priestess reversed and the Empress reversed, or going between friends or sisters, or perhaps two women, or leaving the Empress reversed for a secret passion. And that doesn't have to be another person. So now here is the Page of Pentacles reversed, uninterested Queen of Swords reversed with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, who could be negative and stuck, or stubborn, unable to function, needing help with no choice, making the King of Pentacles reversed sad or disappointed, with no peace or with patience, perhaps the homeless, or those dealing with that kind of thing at work, and constant giving or sharing of oneself. And soon coming up here is that energy of the moon. We talked about that being kind of shady and not fully disclosed. Or the nighttime after the day at home, or exposing union romance at home, or a celebration at night with lover reversed or lack of feelings or affection here, or an ex rejected and dropping the ball, or the facade, or being clingy, As Pisces, Taurus, Gemini, and Scorpio are all reversed here with Leo and Cancer upright, or kids having a party, but Gemini and Scorpio are not welcome or got drunk and fell or passed out. The twin flames seeing themselves as the Queen of Swords reversed, with the Star upright and the Emperor upright, with a message laying all of their cards out on the table. As the Magician is reversed, so perhaps the Magician may have, this could be someone who loaned out their tools in the past and never heard after that, like someone kept all their tools. Or the Page of Swords child letting go of insecurities in the past and keeping to themselves about it, or unaware or pretending not to know. As the Queen of Wands, and again, that's that Eight of Wands reversed energy too, of not telling. The Queen of Wands reversed and or the Queen of Swords reversed could be accusing the King of Swords upright of cheating, or is that the King of Cups reversed, cheating on the Queen of Wands, allowing it to happen and pretending not to know, and again, someone turning the other way. Perhaps the light was on all night, or the Empress reversed, accused of leaving the kids home alone while she went to the High Priestess reversed, which could be something that someone represents as something with a lack of integrity, or telling secrets, or the secret's out, or that could be that secret passion. And the King of Wands is upright, making their rounds. And again, I'm getting the mailman there, or somebody could be doing like neighborhood security type stuff. The King of Wands making their rounds, and appointed rounds keeps coming up again, or neighborhood watch at 921, which is the Hermit and the World. As the Queen of Swords is how you're seen, or perhaps the energy around you, or what's around the Queen of Swords reversed, which can be your energy of negativity or deep grief, but also there could be someone's energy who's in your energy from this Ten of Pentacles family over here, but it is upright. So the Queen of Swords is next to the Ten of Pentacles. So this is your energy here, feeling off or fending off others' offers of passion. The Ace of Wands is upright, but that you might need to fight them off with a stick, or this could be energy of broken hearts in the Knight of Swords reversed, holding their tongue, or perhaps lashing out. That could be verbal abuse too. Or an announcement about the Two of Cups, which could be a breakup or a disconnect or some kind of distance here, with the Page of Cups and Page of Pentacles both reversed. The King of Swords upright, perhaps the Knight of Swords reversed is holding back how they really feel, and the King of Swords upright with the Queen of Swords reversed, and she could be that Knight of Swords reversed since she's reversed too. They may be keeping to themselves in the Ten of Pentacles home or reunion, or just that general energy of being in this large wealthy energy. The Ten of Pentacles home, or to preserve the money, the family, business, community, or legacy, and the block being the Indigo reversed, with the Wounded Warrior reversed and Judgment reversed, perhaps giving up but needing to swallow their pride, with Scorpio, Aquarius, and Gemini all reversed. Not a nice energy together. This is, again, but your fears, right? It's a block. It doesn't mean it's real. It's your block. The Eight of Wands reversed is that heated exchange, with the Six of Cups reversed and the Emperor upright. So there could be some kids who are not behaving here, or just feeling sad. There may be some grief here with you and the kids, or this is your soulmate, your twin flame, a negative past or bad memories here, or the past returning now after a falling out, as the Emperor's upright and the King of Wands is upright. And the King of Wands may feel release or relief here, awakened by a car, or can't sleep before a trip, needing clarity and working to align, preparing for a sudden event with the Ten of Cups reversed, unhappy family, or that emotional cycle that's way overdue to be done. The unhappy family may be of the Queen of Pentacles upright, and she seems to be fine and grounded, as Cancer and Scorpio are upright here, with the Emperor released to assess worth of love received from the Queen of Pentacles, with the Knight of Swords reversed at the Four of Wands home, or blocking the driveway, or a delivery from Starseed reversed, which can represent the Fool, right, who's messed up or tripped up or fell literally, or embarrass themselves, doing something foolish, falling on your face or from grace. But perhaps this starseed reverse here got knocked for a loop, as the Empress reversed is offering to break ground with the King of Cups reversed or start a new life at 9:38, which is the Hermit and the Queen of Cups. And they came up together before too. So that's, a water sign perhaps with a Virgo, or maybe a Virgo who is a Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Wands is upright here. Dissatisfied with self or with being alone, she is upright. In a divorce or justice or dealing with Libra, weak and clingy, as Leo and Scorpio are reversed with the King of Swords, man of integrity, assessing the worth of their destiny. Also dissatisfied and weak in a heated exchange with the Nine of Pentacles sovereign, which can be their partner or perhaps an independent child, or their own becoming single, right, and independent. The King of Swords may be numb and keeping to themselves with the Queen of Swords reversed at the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, grounding and integrating, dumping all their responsibilities and going downstairs, perhaps to the basement, challenged by dropping the ball at night. With Indigo reversed, insecure, without the tools, perhaps to deal with something, or then becoming manipulative because they don't feel like they have the tools and they're feeling insecure. With the Page of Pentacles reversed, who could literally be an earth sign child who's needing help or perhaps having trouble in school or is ungrounded or perhaps missed opportunity here. And a need to access their curiosity more. And there could be a heated exchange. This could be between parents and kids as well, with the Six of Cups reversed, with the Emperor upright, and that could be a grandparent too, who's not worried at all about the worth of the house or savings, knowing the Queen of Pentacles put a lot of love into it, holding back on delivery, perhaps on contractors at the Four of Wands house, with foolish starseed, again knocked for a loop, or embarrassed or fell, and the Empress reverse, which could be also a grandmother who fell, offering their time, money, and energy to the King of Cups reverse. And that's kind of like the Empress reverse and the King of Cups reverse could be kind of like the blind leading the blind. Like, were they really much help for them? I don't know. But it also could be two grandparents. It could be two people who are together, but it doesn't really insinuate the original couple. Or it could be, right, where the grandmother was remarried, or they're not together anymore, so they have a different status here. Neither the Queen of Wands nor the King of Swords, both upright here, are getting their way, grounding and integrating perhaps a gag order, or keeping the light off when they're sleeping downstairs. So this could be, multiple people sleeping in the same house who may not be getting along and trying to work out any issues they're having. The challenge being breaking patterns with the Page of Pentacles reversed, or poor student. The Queen of Swords at night with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, with the Indigo reversed in a heated exchange. Perhaps kids always arguing, with the Emperor upright being very reasonable for release, and the Twin Flames heart receiving love from the Queen of Pentacles. So it feels like a very divided energy, like, yeah, even though they could be both upright, they may not be getting along with each other. Or again, this could be two people divorcing who are living in the same house. That kind of thing could be coming up. All right, so for my first message of the day. All right, here, I think it's this one. Yeah, so it starts with the Mythic Oracle, Journey of Love, the Shaman deck, and then my Rider-Waite at the bottom there. So for those of you not familiar with this read, the underlying energy is on the left, the bottom of the deck. And then I usually pull 3 cards unless another one comes out. And then the other cards are other extra cards who want to come out organically. And I use them for numerology and to finish the energy that was coming through in that deck. So for this message, I pulled them at 10, 28, 29, 30, and 31. And the piles at the end of each deck came out to 1, 2, 2, 1, which is 12, 21, but also came out to 1, 3, 5, 7 and 1, 3, 5, 24. So these are the energies that came from that. So from Gematria, I did look up 1, 3, 5, 7, which are all the odd numbers. And Anton Anton, is it Lavey? Lavey. Civil Liberty came up, and then Kaylee gun calves or calves. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. It's Goncalves. And Revelation 13 also came up there. 1221, the first entry for that is white hats. And then Tower of Babel, Christ Rapture Day, I slow speed, bye bye bye, the 11th hour, see you at the gathering, Son of Jesus, and again white hats comes up again in a different format. Be in the female Jesus, followers. And then the 17th entry was the dimension of love. The 18th was clock tower, which for whatever reason they were standing out to me. And then the 24th entry, which is Omega, was 215, which is 215, which is also a Philadelphia area code. All right, we have, so 1221 was coming up, which is always significant, portal. The Hanging Man's World, the masculine gateholders and the journey within, the dance of the divine masculine and feminine, and the divine feminine and divine masculine as the geese were flying by. By the way, I saw some beautiful streams of geese in the morning when I was with Teddy, like a long, long stream of geese actually flying north. And then I heard them again a day or two later coming the other way. The 1357, Made in Heaven, the transition of the broken heart to healing heart. 24 or 2-4, the Lambda leap, Lambda Father leap, stability and form, the magic journey aligning with truth and balance, and surrendering the chariot to carry you home. At 1120 was the underlying energy. 11 and 20 is the justice, but truth, balance, and alignment. The 20 of judgment, so those are the two most justice system related cards in the deck. So the underlying energy of the 41 of Heracles, 53 is the legacy of light, 39 is the Metox, and then with the Page of Cups reversed, which Page of Cups is the number 40, which also came up with Gail Sayers this week from football, but also from Brian's Song. That's a movie that came out a long time ago, so some of you may not be familiar, but it's about Brian Piccolo, who died of cancer, and his best friend Gail Sayers, and again, a football story. But 40 is also the number of Ea, which is Enki. Okay, so we have the Ace of Cups and Hercules, or Heracles, Greek or Roman, which Hercules is her harvest, literally. And Athena comes up for me as well. So the way they were portraying this whole situation to me was that Athena, being like the virgin warrior, in order to gain even more favor of her father, would take on the Hercules persona. So they both come up for her. So again, the masculine and feminine side of Athena, and then Athena comes up as Lady Liberty, and then the hard wood of the tree. The Knight of Swords, Jesus, holding light for the vulnerable, and the Knight of Cups, upright, repairing the body, mind, and spirit with love in shaman energy in a salt bath with bubbles of gold and green feathers. The Page of Cups reversed is very vulnerable. This could be someone who's very shy and withdrawn. It could be a baby crying, or it could be someone who's spoiled and entitled as well. Her harvest, a bath. His vulnerability, a blast. As the underlying energy here is the moray and destiny of the 35, the wounded warrior, and weaving surrender here. The 24 of Hestia's home, 24 is the Queen of Wands, and 9 is the Hermit with Atlas's responsibilities there, and Chronos cycles, number 5, 11 of Selene's intuition, and then 44 of Psyche, which is the sacred union, and then 10 of Themis, natural order, and Hercules' strength here on top. So the wounded warrior going home, where the heart or hearth is. The hermit's responsibility to carry the weight of the heavens. The Hierophant, the master of the hidden house, with time to divvy up their responsibilities, aligning with intuition, which is the intuit, the twin towers of you and I connection, and the justice of two in sacred union, the psyche of PS, YCHE, which is like by the way, 44, grounding and integrating destiny, and the natural order to share her harvest and his strength. So then Hebe comes up as the first card at 1137, which is Justice and the King of Cups, which is unconditional love, and the 3 keys of alchemy. So Hebe's all about play, and the 31, which is groups, right? The group conflicts can also be sports and play and acting and having fun. Her harvest, Hebe play. Sibling rivalry may come up here with Eros's desires and the number 28, which is the choice of path or twin flames, and the 13 of Eos. So you have Eros right next to Eos, right? So, and Eros is Eos with that R in the middle there, that of the tiger, and the transition of the new beginning of 41, 31, and 28, which equals 100% light transition of fire and Scorpio energies here, the 22 of Hephaestus, and the journey with an open heart and a leap of faith. As she, Hercules, and Athena, he be Eros with Eos with and Eos as Hephaestus. It's like coming up as the different personas of him. And he near Crete, which was also coming up as the creek. And Hephaestus was coming up as he, PH, and then AE, gray, STUS, right eye with a patch, or has been patched up. And patches 101 is also coming up. The Holy Grail, group play, choice of path, and transitioning Fool and Aries here at 1152, which is that's been coming up a lot too, 52/7, which is the Queen of Swords. So 11 is justice and alignment of the 52, which could be a Libra Queen of Swords, and the underlying energy of the 68 of the Page of Pentacles, dropping into their heart with the 48 of the Man of the Earth and Woman of the Sky, the 40 again here of the Page of Cups and the Void, and 28 of the Sacred Convergence. 21, she is the Moon, 5 is the Communal Dance, and 53 is Legacy of Light. The Page of Pentacles is curious about the heart, walking away and within to the Man of the Earth and Woman of the Sky, letting down her hair. Rapunzel, let down your hair, says the Count, as the Page of Cups, Ea, and purity of the void, creation of the, I didn't write this, but I'm getting humanoid now. The creation of the humid ID, the twin flame sacred convergence in an ice castle, a hangar, Pleiadian show or projection at the altar of she, Lady Liberty, whole, complete, she is the moon, M-O and O-N, the energy of Mary Magdalene human and the human of Christ, the Mary Magdalene human and human Christ, M and N, making googly eyes on the whispering bench in the communal dance of freedom, the freed Om, the communal co-Mary Magdalene, one and all, Dan Seal, the spin of I, Christ Consciousness Temple, one big etheric nest egg, and mastering of the hidden house through the Knight of Swords, messenger of truth, and the legacy of light, which represents Jesus. 11:59 is the 11th hour, right, the minute before midnight, and 59 mean the Five of Swords, the inner conflict of justice, of truth and balance, finding alignment. And the first card here is the 23 of Across the Water. All portals and sound waves, those that watt, or in other words, water, the action of watt, electricity, to use at a crossroads, unless you've gone home to T, top dog, for a spin. The King of Wands, journey of devotion to the small, with the 64, 10 of Swords, and sensual awakening to bliss. And we have this energy of 108 right here, which is also 10 and 8, which is that energy of Chi, of 18, of life. The bliss of awakening, dawning to new beginnings. The light in the morning. As the 54, Page of Swords, Earth Angel, and the 18, there's that 18 again of 10 and 8, the distal shores of the 3 burning hero. In a message of romancing the stone, the path of 1, the eagle soars and steamrolled into shape. Glass blowing was coming up here, and again a reference to the glass ceiling, projecting what's inside. 4 moons, or 54 plus 18, which equals 7-2, or 7-5, July 4th weekend, or summer solstice through July 4th weekend. The preparations to hit the presses, the Olympics starts July 24th to 26th, 2024. The Olympics of OLYMPICS, the human L at the Y in the road, co-creating that pi energy of 2 halves of the moon, of the Christos Sophia and Pix, at 12:12, 2 wise ones hanging out to see new perspectives, and the underlying energy of the 15 of the dust devil, 12 of the dragon's horde in the dragon year, the 9 of the dancing on 1 foot, and the 29 of the horned cactus, the 26 of gathering around, and the 39 of metox, kicking up the dust, moving out of stagnation, stag-nat connection, unforgettable connection, the path of the Nat connection, protecting the future in the year of the dragon, Dr. Ago, N and S, which is the Christos Sophia, the high jump goal, the human with ARD, or Ho, a path, and HOA was coming up, HOA, but ARD is also acute renal disease, but it's a road. HOA, a path, at 12:17, which is the hangman and the star, a call to go find a friend, a partner, a mate, a spouse, an ally, to club, pitch a roof, to lay out, plan, arrange, charm, enchant, spell it out, and shout. A hoot and a headache. Flower, capital, uppercase, and suit. Devil hanging out with the hermit, or Capricorn or Pisces, and Virgo, or 2 wise ones, and the shadow, a balancing act. The dragon hoarding in a spin, and the green moth on 1 foot, tapping ever so gently to come in. And evergreen was coming up this week too. The gift of the horned cactus, very resourceful and present. Seeing God's gift, powering the community, or magic mushrooms, from the energy of 9 to 6, like 1 to 9, and then 2, 9, 2, 6. The divine feminine and masculine, hermit with gifts, inspired to be love, with 9, 29, and 39 here, with the 26 of the Page of Wands, heart of a child who's excited. The Hermit, 3 of Wands, and Knight of Cups. On Christmas Eve, that energy of being excited to open presents. The Knight of Cups shaman is cleaning up. At 12:28, again, the wisdom are hanging out with the choice of path or twin flame. The first card here is the 55 of the Ace of Swords and the farther gate. The keyhole in the stone. A bold step forward just to recognize and crack the code. The Knight of Cups is truth. And 2 suns, the sun and central sun, leapfrogging it home. The 37, again, that leapfrog energy of the 3 keys of alchemy, and the magician's sword of hammered gold. The Knight of Cups with lock and key, and the 3 keys of alchemy. Excalibur, which also can represent the X is caliber, and the truth between the Knight of Cups and King of Cups, and unconditional love. The Knight of Cups purifies here, and the King of Cups prepares the key. For the key to enter into the lock, the sword into the stone. For the number 60, the Watchers, and there's that Watt of energy again, and dear ones. The peaceful totem, transpersonal, transcending 1 to be 2. The watchers of Watt, CH and ERS, those who use horsepower of Mr. Ed. The watters, the watters, those who watt, Mr. Ed emotions, the love energy in motion, or light. 2 is 1, expressing love light. The 48 and 40 of the sky dancers and mindful, surrender and group think, the vulnerable going within to find the key, and then off to the think tank to access the lock. With 8 and 2, crown games and right use of power, and beloved radical acceptance of the heart on fire, strength and intuition, removing the crown in order to dance with the divine feminine and their fiery heart, the 51 of the King of Swords and stars in the sky with limitless possibility, the bridge over troubled waters, again, those who watt, which is where 2 U's are at, a grounding connection to meditate upon. After all, 51 and 52, the King of Swords and Queen of Swords, is that magic number of the pyramids, right? 51 point. The King of Swords to Queen of Swords, both master of the hidden houses. The Lady Liberty and L is island to himself. The 1243, the Hanging Man coming together in joy, and the underlying energy of the 4 of Pentacles reversed, the Chariot reversed, and letting go, fixing up, laying cards on the table, fixing the transmission, broken, broke, or broke up, down, in, out, or through, the urgency of wisdom, with the Hanging Man and the Sovereign, the Divine Masculine coming out of the Batcave to zoom over and hang out with the 9 of Pentacles catch. With strength here at 1246, which is the Hanging Man and wisdom of the 46, right? The innocent children. After investing some time, money, and effort into a car or travel, a move or ascension, stuck hanging out as the 9 of Pentacles with a pet, or perhaps Cancer reversed, Pisces upright, or Capricorn upright and Leo upright, or single and taming the beast, hard at work, Atlas, burdened and dissatisfied in downturn, with the 6 of Cups reversed, unhappy kids, or a falling out in the past, with Libra reversed and the Queen of Wands upright, or Atlas with the weight of the world, and the Queen of Wands with disgruntled kids or children, looking at work, or looking to an announcement, or a work call, a wake-up call without a choice, but within that, there's lots of things to choose from, perhaps the one. But there's some unknown factors here. Perhaps inventory came in with 1 broken in a batch, or only takes 1 to spoil the whole thing. Having to dump the 8 of Cups reversed out, or all of it, and then some. There's uncomfortable emotions here over the 7 of Pentacles stuff, savings, or fruits of your labor. Reaping rewards of retirement with the King of Cups and Page of Pentacles, both upright here. Perhaps taking a child to a gathering, or the King of Cups sending out an invitation for a gathering of peace. To focus on the prize, the gold, or studying unity consciousness. Perhaps the King of Cups is offering to invest with a partner, but the other not wanting to share, or perhaps it's not enough of an investment and is inequitable for them or considered a scam. So the 6 of Pentacles came up reversed there, or making an offer but not telling anyone, with the 8 of Pentacles aligning and getting their ducks in a row, or an assembly line, where the Fool is reversed and has fallen in love, as the Ace of Cups is upright, or Fox, with a loving offer that was rescinded, or offered, but then the Knight of Cups turned and offered it to the Hermit, with light on instead, or the King of Cups is inviting someone on a trip with them, and they're willing to pay, but didn't balance, so continues to prepare. So, and again, they realized that it wasn't ready yet. They weren't quite balanced yet, so they had to go back and do some more work. Or they can't get out of work, or some kind of inequity between them, or busy at work and embarrassed by an offer of the Holy Grail, as the Knight of Cups upright proposes to combine their love with the Hermit's light, or the Knight of Cups' love was ignored, so the Knight of Cups went to the Hermit for advice, to break patterns or drop the facade with the Emperor upright, perhaps causing the Hermit to break ties with the Emperor, perhaps the Emperor's advisor and or accountant, as the Emperor, the Moon, Sun reversed with the King of Swords upright here, maybe at work all the time and never seeing the difference between day and night, or working the night shift here, or the Emperor and the King of Swords both upright are with crazy pets or kids between them, their subconscious being overexposed or up early and drained and deceived and burned, or Cancer radiation was overdone at 124, the Magician and the Queen of Wands, perhaps Patient and Doctor and the King of Swords upright, excited, perhaps back to school night with the Page of Wands, perhaps wanted to ride together, but the King of Swords had to take the Emperor to an appointment first, so they couldn't ride together, or the King of Swords is hopeful, but tired and stressed out, or clinging to a nightmare of the Knight of Swords reverse's heartbreak with the Queen of Swords reversed, and the Queen of Swords taking a break with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, or the Queen of Swords may be cheating with another woman. Or the Knight of Swords reversed is freaking out, and then some, as the Queen of Swords had to sleep with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, going through a breakup or injustice and drama about the Ten of Pentacles family, business, or community, and the neighborhood. Or this could be a world, the divine feminine, or a family trip, or international travel here. But Libra, Scorpio are reversed, Pisces and Taurus upright. Perhaps the Knight of Wands reversed is now tagging along with the Empress upright and the King of Pentacles upright, or the Empress world is falling short of the King of Pentacles, or there's a player between them, or maybe they're playing each other because the King of Pentacles received a passionate offer from a jilted lover, or the Page of Cups reverse is feeling rejected and left behind or out in the cold, or a child who's wanting to go with, or pets wanting to go out at 134. The Devil waves at the Page of Cups reversed who's vulnerable, shy, or feeling rejected, or perhaps they're considered a crybaby or spoiled and entitled or whining, tempted by codependency, addiction. Capricorn upright saying, let's make a deal. Ending pain or in a painful end and wanting a massage or perhaps a message, as the Page of Cups reversed is with the Queen of Cups upright. And the Queen of Cups is focusing on her heart at 137, which could be the King of Cups, Magician, or masculine. As the Page of Cups reversed may be crying or whining or begging or immature emotions here and trying to make mother, sister, or water sign feel guilty, but the Queen of Cups is not having it. She's very stable here. Poised, grounding, and integrating, and having to ignore their little requests for love over and over and over again may feel imprisoning or like their hands are tied, keeping to themselves for peace of mind, and the wounded warrior on guard, or deeply wounded in the past, or the wounded warriors never letting go of the past, or always bringing it up again and again. The fallen angel losing patience, but not wanting to lie to them in order to, they don't want to lie or be sneaky, but they don't want to have to tell them the truth, because it might hurt their feelings or make something difficult. The wounded warrior with anxiety or worried about their negative past, or perhaps someone had time in jail, or impatient to clean up their act or clean up in general. So perhaps home, depressed and feeling defenseless, the High Priestess and the King of Wands, or Pisces or Virgo, is not talking to the King of Wands, who may be getting over loss or regret of the Ten of Cups reversed unhappy family, or a cycle that just must end, tunneling through to the Five of Wands, or coming out of the gate, fighting in the pursuit of happiness, a quest for the gold, competition for riches, or just playing sports in a heated exchange under the radar, or constant need for attention here from the Magician who's upright with all their tools on the table, and a rose garden at that. The Devil is waving their hand, and the Magician waves their wand back, or Gemini upright and Capricorn upright making their stand. A split, a divide, a need for truth, post-war of the roses, or infection, or dealing with PTSD and looting after the war until you acclimate to the fact that the war is actually over. With the Page of Swords Gemini taking, I didn't write this, but I'm getting taking a like time taking a licking and keeps on ticking. The Page of Swords, upright Gemini, taking they could be taking a swing with some immature communication. They're upright, but they're young, or it's immature communication that maybe don't have the verbal skills. Or getting a child to act just like them, right? But the adult has the history behind what they say, but the child is mimicking that without a history, so, it's improper. Or message from Taurus, Hierophant, or about a marriage, religion, establishment of X, or of no affection, for the Knight of Pentacles upright, offering to help. Or in court with a court clerk, or recording the fight, or the Knight of Pentacles wanting to play, but they, or the group, were sneaky, not letting them in. The wounded warrior may have Sagittarius in their chart and Aquarius reversed, Pisces or Virgo upright with Gemini upright or reversed, Taurus upright, perhaps the Knight of Pentacles is a Taurus X. And that was at 154, again, that energy of Gemini, Page of Swords. So group play with the King of Wands and a split with the Devil, perhaps. But that can reference codependencies and addictions, or just a Capricorn person. Rejecting temptation. The twin flame journey of the King of Cups and unconditional love. And Eros' desire for Excalibur, but yet devoted to the small. With no choice here and needing the King of Cups reversed. Rejected by the Queen of Cups upright, who may be tired of offering and being ignored. After a painful death, change, ending, or finding peace, the King of Wands may be watching a sister or high priestess, or a sister could be codependent on them, or the baby, gotta love me, the youngest who always gets their way at 203, as a helicopter came close at that time as well, which is 2 is the divine feminine or higher self, high priestess, but also the duality of things. And then the 3, which is the eagle soaring horizontally, but also the Empress in abundance and Mother Earth. Okay. All right, so there's some just random energies here I want to bring to you because they got very interesting. I pulled from my Wild Unknown deck, and this was after there were 2, Teddy, it was dark out, and Teddy was looking at something outside, so I went to the door to see what he was about, and I didn't see anything right away. But then as I was about to walk away and say, I don't know what you're looking at, there were 2 deer on the lawn. And they were kind of just munching on whatever had fallen from the tree. And this was 2 days after we had like 6 fire trucks on our street. So very, very contrasting energies there. So it's that energy of, we keep shifting energies, like from 6 fire trucks to 2 deer on the lawn. And they're telling you that's the way the energy is, to be able to go with the changes, right, back and forth. The underlying hummingbird came up here with the wolf and the lion. Seeing the cheetah triggered. As the hawk clears the way. One second, I have to plug something in. I had to roll the die for you still, too. As the hawk clears the way to the hummingbird, warning the birds of prey, or bird flapping a mile a minute, or checked out the scene. Sorry about that. I don't want that to die. Somebody might have checked out the scene and now it's all clear, perhaps a fire drill. As the fire trucks were there, sunset on Monday that was, with 5 to 6 trucks, and today 2 deer ones here on my lawn. It's beeping with the plug-in, so I'm going to show you the other read that I haven't done yet, and it's 12:21, by the way. It was alerting me that it's 12:21. Before this dies, because it might die before I get to show you. So this is the second message of the day, so you can refer back to it. Okay, this one has the Journey of Love, Fortune's Oracle, the Wild Unknown, and then the Rider-Waite at the bottom. Same format. I just didn't want you to have to keep hearing that beeping sound. Okay. So 2 dear ones here on my lawn. And then we have the energy of the Scorpion, triggers or jumps the Lamb, or ready to. The Lamb gets triggered and becomes the shark. But the Crow stands guard, mastering their third eye. Perhaps the shark here is out for blood. The oyster's about to crack open with their feelers out. Oi, what a star, or what a stir. The earth or collective is about to crack. You can feel it coming. And now I'm getting that energy of, don't step on the crack on the sidewalk. It'll break your mother's back. And that's literally the earth cracking open, Mother Nature. The earth or the collective about to crack. You can feel it coming. The pearl is the PRL, which came up in my Instagram also today, which RL is really or real. The pearl is real, and it's about to hatch. The hawk and hummingbird on the whispering bench, and then Hugo and Kim from Bye Bye Birdie was coming up. And remember that in Gematria, Bye 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 came up as well, through the grapevine. So RL is also lunar radius, royal letters, as well as judge, real and railway. The dragonfly too is one in a beautiful mind, with the unicorn and gazelle, 2 dear ones, but not quite dear. The horse, one is the horse with a horn that's straight, and then a deer with long ears and 2 crooked horns. And again, representing kind of like the eyeballs out of whack, but the third eye is straight, right? The unicorn with the third eye, but the graceful gazelle's eyes can't see straight. Dr. Eunuch gazing at L. After Sheryl Crow was coming up in LA, Scorpio in LA, but she's not Scorpio. Maybe she's got a lot of Scorpio in her chart, I don't know. But Sheryl Crow guarding oyster, And then my friend was coming up, and her sister. And again, Scorpio, and then the name Sherry was coming up. Lynn could be coming up too. The busy bee, the dear one, and the elephant coming. So I looked up Sheryl Crow to see if there was anything specific that I needed to know. And she's Aquarius. Her birthday was February 11th, 62, which is a life lesson of 31-4, which is that, again, that 5 of Wands of conflict. So in the message in the news about Sheryl Crow, there was a picture of Johnny Cash in LA in 1995, and that was from The Guardian, 2/22/24. She brought up being wakened by her phone alarm, instilling AI fear, and just sad. And it was interesting because I just talked about that to my daughter the day before, because the alarm in the morning wasn't set on music, and it triggers trauma. And today, and then of course, if you don't wake up in a nice way, it tires you and drains you. So spring bees was coming up, as well as deer and elephant with a broken tusk. Red third eye with flame and trunk, perhaps on the red eye. And Billy D was then coming up. So I looked up the news. Of course, he comes up as the Star Wars actor, who's now 86 years old. But also Anima and Animus came up. Right, so he was referencing in the article about anima being the feminine side of the masculine, and animus is the masculine side of the feminine. And this was on 2/24/24 at 7:15 from Blast and Yahoo. Yahoo.com with Y exclamation entertainment. He was referencing the article that he isn't gay, but was quite comfortable at gay parties back in the day, and is very pro-feminine side of the man. He wasn't like saying that he was hanging out because he was gay. He was just very fine with that, and also very pro expressing the feminine side of himself. And his actual name is William December Williams. And again, that reference back to 12/21. And remember, William is will, I am. And I always get God's birthday in December, December 7th and December 13th. His birthday is 4/6/37, did I write? I think that was it, but I'm not positive. All right, so Billy D, I don't know if he's coming up as a homey and dear one or a horny and dear one, but a bit weathered. And, you know, he got a lot of female attention as a young man. As Black Panthers then came up, 1972 movie, The Final Come Down. And then that's when in New York Times, Brian's song came up. And I looked up an article from the New York Times. The people from Brian's song were Judy Pace, Billy D, Shelley Fabrez, and James Caan, of course, 1971. And James died in 2022 at age 82. Brian Piccolo dying of cancer, and Gail, who had come up already this week, Gail Eugene Sayers, was born 5/30/43, and their life lesson number is 52/7 again. So that's coming up a lot, the Queen of Swords. And that's Lady Liberty, right? The masculines learning the divine feminine side of themselves. Elusive Hall of Fame running back died at home in Indiana at age 77. Complications of dementia and Alzheimer's. And 2017 was quoted as being the greatest halfback they ever saw from Ernie Accorsi. And No One Could Cut Corners Like Sayers by Jim Brown. And then James Brown was coming up. So Black Panthers brought him to light, the moth to the flame with an active mind, with no control over his limbs, or perhaps he was all hands, or PA Mother. And October kept coming up here. Life's Work, or the octopus also. OC is Ocean City, also coming up. 2 PUs, which could be Pennsylvania universities, but that's also like abbreviation for physical union. And the OC is abbreviation for the human embodiment of source, and the C of the whispering bench and Christ consciousness. 2 physical union, on the ground, awakening the collective side by side with the cosmic egg. And my father was coming up with this because his nickname was Cos, and MIC was I had an Australian Shepherd growing up too, who was Mikey, but it was Micros Cope. So here's my father and our old dog coming up. And my father's expression always comes out in the dogs that are with us. It's really funny. But PM, August 19th, 1883, the cosmic egg and PM, I don't know what I meant by that, but that's at night. August 19th, 1883 to January 10th, 71, Coco Chanel was coming up here as the night owl. And there's a whole thing coming up on her relationship to the Nazis. And my father was born in Paris, and she was 44. She was 44 when my dad was born, but my dad's mother was a seamstress. So when I was in Paris, I'd gone to one of the fashion houses to try to see if anyone, would talk to me to see if there was any connection there. Because my grandmother would have been, or Coco Chanel would have been like 15 years old when my grandmother was born. So they definitely were working in the same circles in Paris at the time. So octopus comes up as OC, top, and US. Princess Grace Kelly was then coming up, and that came up with Natalie Portman, whose birthday is 6/9/81, who channeled Grace Kelly. Was a quote from an article, and Grace's birthday is 11/12/29, which is Scorpio. In a head-to-toe Dior, during the latest, outing in Paris here. And that was coming up from MSN.com. So Cos and Mike, as I told you, are coming up as micros, which also represents quantum, right? The micro as opposed to the macro. And the egg with the cobra. Kobe Bryant's coming up now. And then the ray of the earth, the ear to the nth degree, on high alert, protecting the cosmic egg with the octopus teacher, the intestines that are all twisted up or a really long loop. And then my father's Cope loop. He invented the Cope loop, which is a catheter in interventional radiology. But intestines all twisted up or a long loop, the Cope loop, and then worms were coming up. The snake isn't just wrapped around the cosmic egg. And again, there could be the energy of the cord being wrapped around the child's neck. It spirals within as well. So it's not just the collective awakening of the snake wrapped around, whether top down or side to side, but within the earth as well, the center of the earth. The snake isn't just wrapped around the cosmic egg, it spirals within as well, like the umbilical cord. A baby to be born. A star is born. Stingray activated, the spinal cord, or tap. The effect of the spinal when delivering a baby, when you get that spinal tap was coming up, is like a stingray corded to the web, which is that artificial AI energy. Or a sting of a spider. Lizard and mouse trapped. So the name Liz or Liza could be coming up with ARD, which can represent acute renal disease, or on a path here, or Liza Road. So Liza Minnelli is coming up here. Like spider traps in a web. The mouse hides from the lizard. Liza Minnelli's 3/12/46 and is age 77. And what just came up for her was a note that Twilight Zone had actually passed on her as a young girl and didn't hire her. Then I was getting B Phoebe. So Phoebe from Friends was coming up. And the fire ant, she was always like the ant. As the bear rises, the ants flood into the scene. And the bear rising means the winter is over. They're coming out of hibernation. The ants are flooding in, right, 2 by 2 to the scene. The fire ant and the firefly to the zebra. And that could represent a Scorpio energy too. The striped horse with third eye wide open. And the bat lost in space, but wise owl is watching with the zebra. So they're watching out for this bat who's lost or spaced out. And again, Chanel's coming up as the night owl. So I looked up if there's any relation to that. And there's a mini black bag that she has that's a gold owl with huge eyes, like they're bigger than the body, like the infinity symbol. And I actually have that kind of infinity symbol on my tag, my trademark. So there's that energy, and you can look that up online, Chanel's owl bag. And of course her C's are back to back, which represents the Pisces symbol too. And then zebra with third eye, and the owl with 2 big eyes. So big eyes could be coming up, as well as crazy eyes. So who's the actor who's got the crazy eyes? I can't remember his name, but he was like in Young Frankenstein, and then there was, I don't know if there's 2 different people, right? Because Young Frankenstein was a different person. And then there's, you know who I'm talking about. But the mouse here also is representing the bat, right? So it's the mouse with wings, hiding from Liz or Liza with guardians. So again, someone might be in hiding. And then, of course, the movie was coming up about the Amish and Witness. So Freedom and Faith with George Michael were then coming up with, and Beethoven's 5 Secrets. The Night Owl Chanel, and again the Nazis that are coming up online on TV. And this energy of the cord, the channel, and again the energy of Coco Chanel and being the night owl or the spy, and then Witness 1985. Coco Chanel's drama about her connection to the Nazis is coming up, and this is from BBC.com. Dior's Ben Mendelsohn and came up too. My grandmother's maiden name was Mendelbaum, so there was this energy of Mendel coming up. In a reply to Sorbonne student, because my grandfather, there's a relationship to him because my grandfather wasn't my biological grandfather. We didn't find out so much later in life. But my biological grandfather was Russian, who had fled from Russia to France, like so many Russians did, and so went to college in France. So there's this energy of the Sorbonne student here at 1955 who asked him to justify why he designed for Nazi wives, and this referencing Dior. And then there was some kind of reference to, there's multiple truths here about what actually happened. You know, some of them had to go along with it so they wouldn't get killed, but also that becomes a plant, right? They can do something from within to change things. Chanel's code name was Westminster. So then we go on to the bear waking up. As the winter ends, the phoenix rises and the ants go marching, now that we're in March, 2 by 2 to the center of inspiration. The peacock, fox, and buffalo and croc into the zebra's third eye. The army floods in at 8:24, which is also August, and the Queen of Wands. And my light flickered as I had just written that. Zebra, bat, and owl are looking at me as what to do next. The night owl and the mouse with witness protection, while the NBC peacock and fox, so all the networks were coming up here, and buffalo, crocodiles, with reptilians behind the networks running the show. CBS is that eyewitness. So that was really interesting how that came up. And then the number 7 came up for Buffalo as well, as ABC Buffalo and WKBW TV, Niagara Falls. So there's something significant, and Niagara Falls has come up many times over the past, years, since 17, since I've been on. Lizard and buffalo, with fox and peacock watching from the left, with the bear waking on the right. At 8:40 is the strength of the Page of Cups, the innocent, reflecting swans of the rabbit, the bunny, and the frog, or rabbit ears, and to be the prince, ribbit, and the leapfrog. The collective snake, top down, the eagle with a bird's eye view, Saturday night and Ia's glee, the eagle to the beaver in the woods, evergreen. And remember, evergreen came up on those barges, and there's a reference to Hillary Clinton with evergreen. The eagle's coming in to replace hardworking crow in the dense woods. So again, if someone's being protected, they could be in dense woods here, there's this energy of U.S. military assistance here too. And the beaver dams kept coming up. The largest beaver dam in the world is Wood Buffalo, which came up already. National Park, Alberta, Canada. And it had the latitude and longitude listed there too. There's another beaver dam in Three Forks, Montana that's also very big. They are beneficial to frogs and toads, especially those wanting to become prince, and songbirds. They remove pesticides and herbicides and help denitrification. As the cobra is on the ground on high alert, the eagle's in the air over the woods. The golden egg or nest egg or heart of the friendly dolphin and Mr. Ed with the raccoon and the dragon watching over them. The raccoon is in hiding with God watching over them as the dolphin hatches. Heart and solar plexus, which also came up in my Instagram, that connection between the heart and solar plexus. So, and I can't remember, somebody kept saying all that's hidden will be revealed. As there's all these like little energies from the wild unknown deck, the mouse, the bat, the raccoon, and the golden egg, right? The little vulnerable ones. And this new egg, who's the dolphin, who's immune to all this dark energy, because they're coming out in this perfectly rainbow energy and friendly. They're not affected by anyone. And then I was getting heard it through the grapevine, guilt by omission, bat out of hell, and rescue mission of the little ones. So then Dan, the name Dan's been coming up in a lot, right? And that could be the Dan tribe as well. But then I was guided to watch the series about the octopus murders, which is very interesting. So Danny was the journalist on this who ended up getting killed. And he was a single father with a son. So the octopus murders, remember I told you October kept coming up? Well, it's not just called the octopus murders, and it was in West Virginia, but there's also October Surprise that came up there, where in the series where Reagan wins the election, because they set it up so that he'd look really good right after winning, and then took Carter down with the Iranian hostage situation. So I'm not going to go into all that stuff around there, but definitely check that out. There's this energy of global, the way the octopus was literally an octopus of the arms reaching far and wide across the world, of this very dark global surveillance of intelligence gathering, and again stealing this man's software of promise. And then the word trapdoor came up here too, which had come up for me already that day. And when they shot one of the old computers, it literally, one of the technical codes was VAX, V-A-X, which I thought was very interesting. So yeah, check that out if you want to. Puget Sound came up, as well as Bill Hamilton is part of the story there. And then journalist Christian, who was taking over for the one who had been killed. And Bill Hamilton is again another William, Will.I.am. Puget Sound also came up, or Puget Sound, however you pronounce it, which is in the show, was where he'd thrown a tape over to save the tape when he got arrested. But Puget Sound came up for me last night in a different way. So there's something significant about that energy, which will come up, I think, in my next read. And Joshua Tree came up there too. All right, so now we go on to that third read. Let's see here. I still have to roll the dice. I'm going to do that for you too. So the octopus ended up being 8 key people who were involved with this, one of which was George Bush, and all related to the CIA. And the quote from Danny, the journalist who got killed at the end, was a true crime narrative. Organized crime and a true crime narrative of selfishness. And again, it was about, it's a spy network stealing this guy's software in order to, and it had to do with a new police software where they could, when they first were able to collect a whole lot of information so that it would be a lot easier for them, and that was stolen from him by the government, or this octopus energy. All right, so Alleyway and News on the Way is coming up here, as well as Apple's Claws. So there you go. There's computer information coming up. And so the message of the day I just showed you, I'm going to roll the die first. All right, for you guys, we have the number 12. I was just getting a dozen. 12 is the Hanging Man. It's also 1 and 2 of the masculine and feminine, and it's 1, 2, 3, right? Because it reduces to 3. But that's also the Hanging Man. Pisces, I always get Capricorn, and it is December. So we have the South Node here as well, which is in Libra, and we have Aries. So Libra and Aries, this is the North and South Node, and the 12. Oh, interesting. So I just brought you up about the 8, but we're the 12. And it's like we have the North Node and South Node on our side. Interesting. And I'm getting 6 of one or half dozen of another. Right? It's all a wash. It's all a wash. And Oshkosh, Bagosh is coming up for whatever reason. So Apple and Oshkosh just came up. But the 12 is wisdom, and the 12. Ooh, the 12. That just came up too. Ah, the show, the 12, the jury. So I guess that's interesting to watch too. I did watch that. All right, so this next message, let's see if my battery dies. So I can just give you a quick view of that one again. All right, so this is the next one. Okay, that's what we're doing now. And again, we have Pisces, Libra and Aries there, and Capricorn perhaps. So we have a lot of cardinal energy then, and mutable energy. Because actually all three cardinal signs came up. Libra, Aries, and Capricorn. All right, so I cut, this was on the 29th. I cut the decks 6, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Yeah, I was trying to get all this done for you because I'm going to be, I will be going to Costa Rica this month. So I'm kind of excited about that. 6, 13 is the Lovers, and then 13 is the Transition, then 14 is the Angels of Temperance, the 15 of the Devil, and then the 16 of the Tower. Oh, and that's when Elon came up too. Okay. So the numbers came up at the end, the piles at the end of the deck says 2122 and then 3135, but also 31321 and 212. So it's the masculine, feminine type energies coming up again. And the way this translated was world, fool, group conflict with the wounded warrior. We had 2122 and then 3135 as a pattern there, where 212 in Gematria was Atlas, Ocean Gate, and Monarch. And 313 was Cross, Magdalene, Bloodline, and Hex, as well as Cosmos, Eternal Flames, and now I'm getting Cyndi Lauper, and then Sapphire and the Father all came up as different entries there, 9 and 11 there at the end. And so 212 and 313 was coming up as the magic potion 25. If you put 2 and 5 back to back, as in the number 25 squared, it's the potion bottle. So we have the magic potion of 212 and 313, and again referencing the 2s of the Q of the Queen, and then the 3 of the Empress, but it's also the eagle soaring, and the 25 of the magic potion, the Queen High Priestess and Eagle Hierophant, 2-1, and then 2-2, and then the 2 added together is 525, which came up Money, Monday, and Elon R. Musk. So, and I'd 515 came up by accident, and numerological came up with that too. When I saw that, and I'd seen something about Elon Musk that he was into numerology. So of course I had to look it up to see why he's coming up with hex. And the first entry was about about why Elon plugged a company, a Bitcoin company, with a hex, which is like a placeholder energy for Bitcoin, but why he was plugging that particular company and saying he liked hex. So I'm like, why was this coming up for me? So because we have Monarch, Hex, and numerological came up with Elon Musk. So I'd also gotten Bloody Monday from Money Monday was coming up as Bloody Monday, which and the seal is broken came up with 525. Atlas, Ocean Gate. These are the first entries. The Cross, Mary Magdalene, Bloodline, Babylon, and the seal is broken. And then Money Monday came up as Bloody Monday. Not Bloody Sunday, but Bloody Monday, which was 8/6/1855 in Louisville, Kentucky on Election Day, was Protestant mobs that attacked Irish and German Catholic neighborhoods, but also was the 1963 Danville, Virginia, so there's Dan again, police and white vigilantes attack on black protesters, where there had been a long summer of peaceful protests, 1963. So then the Elon thing, and he's a Cancer. I looked at his chart was there. So when that first entry about hex, but then down below was his birth chart. So of course I had to look at it. And the reason Elon likes hex is because his birth chart is a hexagon. Okay, which I also posted Instagram about that too. He's Virgo moon, Mercury Cancer, according to this site. I mean, you can look that up if you want. But his birth chart looks like a hexagon. So, of course, the company Hex, I looked up, it was, again, that Bitcoin company. It said an ERC20 token launched on Ethereum. And Bitcoin makes no sense to me, so don't ask me about that. But it was distributed to Bitcoin holders in 2019. Launched Richard Hart, 12/2/19. And so it's supposed to be something instead of a certificate of deposit like a bank would use. And when I was reading it, I automatically realized it was very confusing on purpose because people didn't want people to understand how this works. His message was, in Hex, to convert Hex, you take the byte code, which he posted, and convert it to the decimal to get the character of decimal ASC11 code from the ASC11 table, and then continue to the next. So there's always a code to crack here. And on Twitter, the user suggested that AI draws humans with 8 fingers on each hand because it imagines people performing hexadecimal calculations, basically similar to its own. And Musk had replied, I have a fondness for Hex, plugging Hex. And then the other company owner was saying, you know, Elon, why? Why did you have to do that? Well, Hex adds up to number 37, which is the King of Cups, which is Elon. He's a Cancer. And 37 is also the 3 keys of alchemy and unconditional love. And X is 24, the Queen of Wands and Omega and the Pleiades. And X, of course, is Twitter. And Hex is he X. Elon is X. And also the H is the I am fallen down as the human condition with X. 1-to-1 in the E temple. And E is the temple, but also 1 equal and congruent to the X, which is also representative of chromosomes and the feminine. So Elon also has university colors, NCAA maroon and gold, nickname Team Phoenix, and the color code is Hex for web, and that has to do with HTML. Number 73,000, so I just told you 37 is the King of Cups, and here we have 73, the reflection of that, which is the 5 of Pentacles, those out in the cold, with triple zeros, which represents the 1,000 Sons of Enlightenment, and then A, maroon. The other number was B59, A57 was the gold color. And of course, his representation of his company was E, Elon. And then he has a tile. There's a tile that's all about hexagons too. So this is why, because his birth chart is a hexagon. Hexadecimal color is the number RRGGBB, so based on red, green, and blue digits, and this is how they code the colors. The hex codes are hexadecimal format for identifying colors, used in HTML, CSS, SVG, and the example was using Opus Red, as I just told you, October, Opus, with the octopus kept coming up. So Opus Red was coming up as number 252 on their scale, and I just looked up 525, and the scale here is 0 to 255, so it's all about the 2 and the 5. And their base is just like 2 would be a base, 16 was their base to divide everything by. And 16 is the tower. That can reference an epiphany as well, right? Similar to the binary system based on 2, this system was based on 16, which is the tower event. And that was at 717. And I'd posted some of this on my Instagram on the 29th as well. So, Atlas to cross to the masculine and feminine, and the high priestess hanging out with the King of Wands transitioning to 1. With Atlas being 2 and cross being 5, the map of intent of the high priestess queen crossing the Hierophant master of the hidden house, 2 worlds, and the 5D station as the eagle leaps and flies again to 1 and 2, and again referencing the masculine and feminine. So the underlying energy here is the yin-yang lover and then unity nightingale, and there's Gale coming up of Gale Sayers again, and the night owl with temperance reverse. So it's like combining Gale Sayers and Chanel. Very interesting combination, right? You know, very powerful there as the yin-yang lovers. and the temperance reversed, and the dance of the lovers bending over backward to clear the field, the feminine energy here, to get to the point, the entry wound, for energetic exchange and hand fasting in the heart, renewal, peace, and hope of the hummingbird, the baby's breath, the innocent ones, and the tweet of the fallen angel. And there's that reference to Twitter again, too. And the fallen angel, because I think Sam the Illusionist had channeled that too, that Elon was a twin flame, but he had fallen to the other side. And a lot of times twin flames are plants specifically to go into a dark group in order to transmute the energies. So we'll see how that works out. But at 852 is the strength of the 52, the Queen of Swords, and the underlying energy of the 63, which we just had a situation come up from 63, okay, which was the Bloody Monday thing. With suffering and silence mid-bridge, getting slammed, the 14, which is the Temperance card, the angel, and the fallen angel, light as a feather, and the 39 of the Knight of Cups, to let the feminine lead the way, wrangling the snake as yin-yang lover, number 8, source direct. I was just getting the barges again with the evergreen. The first entry here is the 60 of the 6 of Swords and riding the cosmic wave, moving to peace with the 4, simplicity, and the Emperor, which the 4 is the L and 1, the lambda leap, or lambda father, the mouse and the grass, the 1 in hiding, the witness protection, and the 24 Queen of Wands, and SpaceX was coming up. I wrote that down again. The Omega is the space between the worlds. And again, the X kept coming up here. X marks the spot, and then Elon. Knowing Linda and Paul, and wings, recording streams. The 6 of Lovers and the Angel of Jupiter awaken, aligned to expand the 12 of the Hanging Man, the self-initiation and dancing in the void, swirling in the flow, arching and bending, heart open wide, lovers aligned with man on the cross, grid points, Crow S, and the journey of love, complete in the dance of the sugar plum fairies, the nutcracker, and the cliffhanger, which is the Fool. At 908 is the underlying energy of the 2 of the angel, 1 of abundance, which is the feminine and the masculine, the 34 again of unity. And again, that energetic exchange and arrows of love. The divine feminine angel, wide open, and the divine masculine abundance, 1. 1 for all and all for one. Lucky times ahead with 3-4. The Empress and the Emperor, and unity 1-1. At 9:11, which is emergency, the 11 of flowers came up, and then 16 of the lion and 21 of the moon, of justice and alignment and the collective flowering of Leo, Aries, Libra, Scorpio, and Pisces there, and a sudden call of the lion, divisible by 16, the tower, the hexadecimal format, the call of the wild child, and the monkeys, the monk-ease. Here we come, walking down the street. So we get the funniest looks from everyone we meet. People say we monkey around, but we're too busy singing to put anybody down. We're just trying to be friendly. Come watch us sing and play. We're the young generation, and we've got something to say. The romantic world escorted by the stars, Cancer, Pisces, and March 11, 16, 21, and 4x4, Aries and Libra, Leo and Scorpio, Cancer and Pisces, all at 9:21, the Hermit and the World. And I'm getting this like connection to We Are the World, but a whole bunch of young people doing it, like literally kids. And then 3:21-24 is the energies building up to the full moon. And Monday, the worm moon. Monday is fair of face, the innocent ones. The call of the lover's chariot to stay strong and focused. As the Cinderella chariot is here, the C, and then Indy, R, L, La. So L is EL, and LA represents the masculine and feminine in French, right? Le and La. To cry, to weep on the whispering bench. In and of, regarding, to cry, to weep. Cinder, El, La. Ashes of masculine and feminine. The Cindy, which is 100, and the ash, which is also bright light. to split, divide, and separate. A person with 6 fingers on each hand. And the number 9 comes up here too, with thee, tin, squeak, 1000, rice, husked rice, fault, guilt, crime, sin, sleeve, and genie, the genie in a bottle. At 939, the high school position in the Middle Ages, to pull, to draw, and machine, to split, divide the masculine and feminine. Your chariot is awaiting. At 941, and again the energy of all for one. 9 is the all, and 4, 1. The underlying energy of lizard, snake, croc, cheetah, and nightingale. Liz again, or Liza, on a path to close the gap, top down. The crocodile laying in wait. The reptilian baby just laying in wait for collective awakening, for the egg to hatch and snatch. Beaver, speaking of that, Spirit's very funny. Okay. So for the egg to hatch and snatch, beaver in the woods left behind at the dam, remember where mouse is hiding, the cheetah is watching the prey too, and nightingale sends an SOS through song, through the baby's breath. The horse, Mr. Ed, with bunny and fox, as M. BLISS was coming up Saturday night, which is also the Sophia and Christ energy. The mouse and the crocodile rock here. The CRO, which also is a research organization, but the CRO is coming up as horsepower of the Chief Restoration Officer, because Restorer was coming up big this week. The whispering bench of the rowboat, which is also the whispering bench, where the salt water meets the fresh water at the beaver dam. As they've been found out, as doves cry, the mouse and the bird and the bear versus the cheetah. And the bear and the beaver gives a damn. In reptilian lands, the swamp. And what is the swamp, right? Is that, I don't know if that's DC, whatever the nickname is for the swamp. But Mr. Ed watches over their little ones here, right? So this is what God is watching over the little ones. As the unicorn holds down the fort at the 5D gate, and graceful gazelle with 2 crooked horns is at ease on the Serengeti because they haven't been able to use their regular eyes, so they're very good at using their third eye. From the 5D station out of Africa, as the turtle comes up as the black tortoise, that in the Chinese energy, I think it's Chinese, is the black tortoise is entwined with the snake, which represents the inner turmoil or the hibernation, the winter. So there's the bear coming out again from hibernation. It's referenced to as a mysterious warrior, this is from Wikipedia, but the Han Dynasty wore jade turtles, that turtles could only mate with snakes. The Northern Gate in A Journey to the West, where Huan Wu was the king of the north, had a tortoise general and a snake general under them. The temple in the Wudang Mountains of Hubei, and now a tortoise mountain and a snake mountain on opposite sides of a river near Wuhan. Hubei's capital is said in purging his dark intestines, and this is the tale, the legend, that in order to get to purify, to become enlightened, he had to purify his intestines, the dark intestines, to become enlightened, which ends up representing the tortoise and the snake. There are 7 mansions in this, the Chinese reference here of the constellations, the mansions being the positions of the moon. In the black tortoise, also Bixi was coming up here, the son of the Dragon King, and Cetus as the whale constellation, because these are the Chinese constellations. Cetus was like the modern constellation of the Chinese constellation that they were talking about. But Bixi was coming up as the son of the Dragon King, how appropriate in the year of the dragon. I also had a turtle when I was little named Jessie that came up, so I don't know why Jessie had to come up. And that's coming up as J and then S. EC also. and je, S-S-E, je see. All on standby for the bear to awaken. The horse, the twins, and the young ones, the wild ones, and that came up in my last post. At 10:18 is the Wheel of Fortune and the 18 of the Moon, the underlying energy of the Star reversed, the Two of Pentacles upright. At 10:19, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun, and then the Two of Swords upright. Depressed performer, or the daily grind, keeping to themselves as the Six of Cups upright is protecting innocence, moving them to safety, away from the nightmare. The Knight of Wands reversed, player falling short or paralyzed by their passions at work, to align with the Queen of Cups reversed, recovering from drama or after a sudden event, post-war or infection or PTSD, manifesting guilt of the Empress reversed, a win against the Empress reversed, fighting with the Devil reversed, who may be detoxing here or out of control. And again, referencing the Earth, and the Earth referencing with their own shadow side. And again, that could manifest in an earthquake or something like that, some kind of natural trauma. And we had the energy of cracking the stone as the Earth cracking open, so there could be earthquakes that are coming up. With Taurus reversed versus Capricorn reversed in a group detox, and the Fool free from the Queen of Swords reversed, released, or trying to get out of prison or a trap of the Emperor reversed, who may be delusional and arrogant here and over it with the Nine of Pentacles reversed, which could be someone powerless or a dependent, and the Page of Pentacles, who's upright, stuck without a car, or a powerless Page of Pentacles student having to present, maybe a child who's scared to get up in front of people to present. But the Ace of Swords is all about the truth in front of or to the King of Cups, and the King of Pentacles, who's reversed, who may not be listening, holding on with their cards close, standing up to judgment and crying out to the King of Swords reversed, calling them out, or Aquarius upright home with a message after death or an ending, clinging to their reputation and bringing good news to the Queen of Wands reversed with the Ten of Cups reversed, unhappy family or ending to an emotional cycle, with an apology or forgiveness with the Knight of Cups reversed, and all needing to leak. There's this energy of, the Knight of Cups reverse could be someone's rejected or jealous, or that's the emotional player, tunneling through the storm, and awaken to the Page of Wands upright, who's inspired to hold their tongue with the Three of Cups reversed in a heated exchange and fully exposed of the Knight of Swords and Page of Wands upright, planning on placing blocks to a vacation travel. And again, this could be somebody up to something to try to screw with somebody else. And again, the emotional player. With Judge here and issues at work and a payoff to fallen angel, or a payout with a severance package. With Leo, Pisces, Libra upright, and Sagittarius reversed at 10:51, which is the Libra King of Swords. The Ace of Cups is upright, offering love to a fallen angel, or impatient to exchange love for money, or everyone loves Raymond, which can come up as Rain Man as well. So that could be coming up. So autism could be coming up here. Awarded the Ace of Pentacles, but the other side of big love and an awakening here, rising above without a choice, the Knight of Pentacles is offering help to the King of Wands, the wounded warrior, in disconnect or at a distance, in a breakup, now the worst is over. And again, this could be someone too who always comes in at the last minute when everything else has already been done. Coming in, now that it's all been said and done, perhaps wanting to be seen as saving the day, in a humble offering to the King of Wands, man of passion, but really the wounded warriors thinking the offer is beneath them, right? So they look like they're being very nice and attentive, but in the back of their head, they're thinking that this offer is actually beneath them and they wouldn't even consider it, but they're not showing that. So Atlas pushes on, sharing or slaving for the Hermit reversed and the Hierophant reversed, or Virgo or Taurus reversed. In an institutionalized patient, or coming out about a divorce or alternative belief systems, a religious leader taken down, assessing worth here, or reaping rewards, from 6 pentacles to 7 pentacles, reaping rewards, but is it enough, or are they daydreaming? As the Page of Cups is puppy love. And there's some passion here with the Page of Cups telling secrets. And Pisces is reversed, but it's like they're saying, let me just tell this one, this could be someone who likes to talk. And it could just be an innocent child who always likes to talk, and they're being told to control themselves. And it's like they're saying, just this one last time, and then I'll stop, and start over fresh and new. Destined to be strong with Libra, Leo, and Gemini upright, the Lovers upright with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, and a passionate offer from the Ten of Pentacles upright, family, business, community, or a legacy here, but it requires that they get up really early or do the night shift. Being present, a gift, taking a walk into that good night to think about it, with the 8 of Cups upright and the 7 of Pentacles upright, it looks like they're about to click. They look like they're about to run into each other and align, both in the same spot from 2 different perspectives at 11:05, which is alignment with the 5, which is freedom, but it's also the Hierophant, which is the master of the hidden house. So there you go. Let me just see if there's, yeah, look at my Instagram post, because there's a lot. It's really beautiful with the secret garden. And there was a very special message that came up for me regarding the baker's man versus the better man. And that's obviously Pearl Jam. That came up in Better Man. So see my Pearl Jam about that. It was really beautiful. It's kind of personal, so I don't really want to go into the details in the vision that I saw. But it was really beautiful. And maybe one of these days I'll describe it. But also the 7 dwarfs were coming up. 144 was coming up. And then the King and Queen of Swords, the Better Man, Pearl Jam. And notice that Pearl Jam is the P. And then the RL, which is the pearl, the P's and the 2 P's in the pot are real. And Jam is J-am. So again, the 144 was coming up with the 7 dwarfs. Don't worry, be happy. Doctor Who was coming up with that as well. And the mountain, the house, don't worry. And ARFs, which can represent, and Alpha was coming up, but also ARFs being the dogs were coming up very significant this week. And again, maybe your secret weapon. And computing something. Again, acute renal failure is coming up for someone. And legal rights. A reason for selling, somebody's rights to sell. Right field, radiance field was coming up. Rheumatoid factors, Russian Federation, radio frequency, that could be an ablation. And then right foot or regular and frequent. 2 alone and legal or moral rights to sell. 2, maybe someone's saying they've not 2 left feet, but 2 right feet. Or the rights of the masculine. 2 regular and frequent. Russian Federation rights could be coming up, and that could be coming up with the war. Divine Wharf was coming up, which wharf is to throw, project, cast, or give birth to, toss out. So they could just be putting something out there. The divine spin of co-creation and just being thrown out there, birthed. That was coming up. Yeah. And now I'm just going to pull you a Messages of Love Oracle card to close this up. It's 116, so that tower's come up again with the Magician. Right, so that could be something really special, right? If the Magician's creating a tower moment, which could be like magic, you know, blowing someone's crown, sudden epiphany, you know, right? Sex that blows your mind. I mean, there's a lot of energies that come up with that, but it's Gemini and Scorpio, which are also coming up reversed today. So be careful of that, because that could be some evil energy there coming up too. Remember, with polarity, if you have really, really super positive energy, there could be another extreme going on that's to the negative. and the need to balance, right? Bring everything closer to the center, right? Don't go out and get drunk and then and throw up the next morning. That's extreme polarity. Keep it real and balanced and loving, closer to the center, and then there won't be such an extreme fall to the other side. For the twin flames. Yep, there we go. Boundaries, firm boundaries are needed now. Strictly sexual, again, there's some kind of sex going on here. This section is passionate but not enduring. Go slow, take time to get to know each other. And lean on your inner circle during this time. This relationship is moving toward a sacred union. But there may be a problem with different visions at this moment, okay? And again, you could be dealing with two different people in these energies here. And detach with love to clearly see the truth, right? People who aren't serving you, right? If it's the person you love, they may not be ready yet. They need to do some more work. Don't bring them in knowing it may harm your higher calling. You know, you have to always be in your knowing of what's best for you. The underlying energy is longing. Someone's secretly yearning for you after dealing with old wounds and childhood issues that needed revisiting back. This is the underlying energy. So someone is longing for you, but are they are they cleared enough, or do they need to do some more work before actually coming together? So that's kind of the energy. And there is this energy of trying to weather the storm here to get to a balanced place. Well, there you go. So remember your water, your rest, your joy, your nature. Have an amazing month of March, 2x2 or 4x4, whichever you prefer. And rise and be love. I'll see you next time. Bye.